Okay, so just really quick, if you get the batteries placed in properly, you'll be able to go into scanning mode, and you'll know if it's the batteries are in properly when it starts doing this scan thing. Oops. When it starts doing that, that's when the batteries are put in properly. And so in order to do that though, I had to kind of mess with this. I don't know what happened with the battery compartment, because there was still some, I had actually cleaned it, and so when I opened it back up and the springs up here, there was still some junk, like brown stuff, that was not there before. So I don't know if that's from like the old battery tubes or what, but anyway, so we'll go scan manually. And then to program something, so example, you want to go, so let's say this is you're on channel 15 right now. If you want to program, you can go to each one manually, and then just start typing in 152.960 and hit E, and now it's programmed into that channel, to that frequency. So now when you go from, like, let's say you go from 2 manually, and you go to 3, you can just go up. It keeps that frequency. So if you want to program, for example, channel 4, or let's say channel 5, you move to channel 5, and then you just type in whatever program you want to do. So 155 325. And now it's programmed in there. And the trick is you have to actually get the batteries put in properly. When it shows that on the screen, then the batteries are positioned properly, and then you want to screw it down. You don't want to screw it down if it's showing that funky digits or whatever, some funky code up here. If you put the cap on, and this takes some work, so you have to have the antenna off, and you have to kind of lift up, push back on, lift up, push back on, until you see this code working, until you see it scanning. And then when you see it scanning, you know that the batteries are in properly. Now, I don't know if it always did that, or if that's something that happened recently. So yeah, I'm just want to show you it does work. I think the trick right now is getting this plate like open, not having to screw down, kind of positioning it until you start seeing this, until you start seeing it start scanning. Then you know that it's put in the right position. But it took me probably 10-20 tries to kind of lift up, push back down, lift up, jiggle the batteries around, and then it started showing that, and then it's positioned right. But anyway, that's really the main thing that I've tested. Everything else is kind of debatable whether all the other stuff works. I think I told you the light did not work. Anyway, so to show you that the scanner does work, it just needs a little bit of work with the battery plate, and then you should be okay. If you still want it, it still is finicky though. I can't guarantee that it's going to keep working. One of the reviews I read about this was that it does chew battery fast, so you probably want to get the correct AC adapter. And that's a little tricky too, since it doesn't show polarity on this. So I don't know if the center is negative or the positive. But anyway, so I want to show you it does work. Quick, these are the rechargeables I'm using. So these are AA nickel metal hydride. But the deal with these is that these are rated correctly. They're 1.2 volts. A normal alkaline battery is 1.5 volts. So you really want to use these rechargeables that are 1.2, not 1.5, like normal batteries. I think almost all rechargeables are 1.2, or they're like 1.2, 1.3, and so that's what you want to use. You don't want to use normal alkaline non-rechargeable, because they're usually 1.5. It probably doesn't matter a whole lot technically, but this is the voltage 1.2, 1.3 that the original batteries, the NiCads that the walkie-talkie used to use, that's the voltage that they're used to. And so when you stack six of these in there, that comes out to the right proper voltage, that 7.2, 7.4, 7.5 volt. But one thing I mentioned earlier was that this radio specifically is known for not having great battery life. I think if you have it in scan mode, I think it'll last about 5 hours, give or take. Unless you want to have it plugged in if you're going to do that. But yeah, rechargeable nickel metal hydride batteries, 1.2 volts. Okay,